You are now in tune to the most intriguing podcast in the universe. Hosted by the scientist Leon Marshall. Are you ready for Marshall's Melanin Podcast?
Listen, I am fully energized.
Class is in session.
You gonna learn today.
I found it really enlightening, like educational as well. There were a lot of things I didn't know, especially with melanin and like all the benefits of melanin. So I found that very interesting.
I love it. There's so much information, you know, it's entertaining and it's just facts after facts after facts.
This is the podcast where science is made simple and learning is fun. Welcome to Marshall's Melanin Podcast. Now, here's your host, the scientist Leon Marshall.
Yo, Marshall!
Yes. Welcome, family. My name is Leon Marshall, and you're tuned into Marshall's Melanin Podcast. Big up the family for tuning in tonight. It's going to be a very interesting one tonight, family. As usual, let me just check the levels. Family, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly, family. Put a 1 in the chat, let me know who's in the building. Yes. We got Natasha, Angie, Angela, Taff, Pauline, Yvette. Big up the family. Large up everyone putting 1s in the chat. Greetings everyone. So tonight we're going to be talking about the science of shining. What is shining? How do you shine from within? Very interesting one tonight. I'm going to be dropping some game. And as usual, later, when I open up the forum, you guys can ask your questions, make your comments, or just say what's on your melanin mind. I don't mind what you say. Just be a part of tonight's class. Now I've created this podcast so we can all truly understand melanin once and for all. What it is and how it works. We must change the narrative around melanin if we're ever going to understand it. Changing the narrative means we need to change the language.
I've been to quite a few
And
and
that
I've
change
heard Leon
happens
talk
right
at
now.
other events, and as usual you do come away learning something.
Listen, I am fully energized.
That is brilliant. It's just so informative, mind-blowing. It's something that, you know, it's just put me on a journey of knowing thyself. It's just fantastic.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
Let it shine.
I'm gonna let it shine.
This little light of mine. Let it shine, family. How do you let that light shine? And I want you guys to chime in as well. I want the family to tell me what they think as well with regards to that inner light. How do you let that inner light shine bright, family? That's what we're going to be covering tonight. How come some of us, it just happens quite naturally? How come some of us, we can shine from within quite easily, and some others, some of us, we find it quite difficult to just shine? But that's what we're going to be covering tonight, and I hope the family can chime in as well, especially at the end, by you guys ask your questions, especially if things are not making sense. It's all about clarity, family. That's one way to make your light shine, having clarity within and without. And who's familiar with this song, by the way? The little light of mine, I'm gonna make it shine. Who's seen the Sinners movie? Who caught the Sinners movie? Now, that Sinners movie that came out earlier this year, very powerful movie, yeah? Who caught at the end? I was someone who actually went to see it at the cinema, and I went to see it a few times because I thought the film was so powerful. The Sinners movie, you know, with the vampires and that sort of stuff. But if you stayed right to the end, there was 2 after the credits kind of trailers. Like, I don't know how many people stayed right to the end. Who caught this? This was right at the end of the movie of Sinners, yeah? This is Sammy. For those of you who don't know about the movie Sinners, there's a guy called Sammy. He was the musician. He was the one that the vampires wanted. They wanted his power. They wanted his music. They wanted his voice. We're going to go into why tonight as well. But just listen to the song that he sang right at the end of the movie.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Yeah. Oh, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna let it shine.
He said, everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine. That was the last part of the movie. That movie had so many subliminal messages, family. We're going to go into some of them tonight. That movie was so deep, yeah? But talking about someone who's letting it shine from within, we're going to be talking about people who, in my opinion, they shine from within, yeah? In my opinion, some of the people I'm going to be showing tonight, they're people who shine from within, yeah? And one of them is Tupac Shakur. And when you look back, when you listen to his words, this man was wise beyond his age, very wise. And when you really start to what he was saying, listen to his words and listen to what he was saying, it is quite deep. Listen to what he says in this interview about shining. Listen.
I can't explain why I shine and no one else shines. I think everybody shines in different things. And a lot of things I can't do. I can't play basketball like every other black person in America. But I can act. I know how to go to that true spot in myself because I'm there every day. I can be me. I can be whoever because I'm true to me. I go to neutral easily. A lot of people, black, white, Mexican, young or old, fat or skinny, have a problem being true to themselves. They have a problem looking in the mirror and looking directly into their own souls. The reason I sell 6 million records, the reason I can go to jail and come out without a scratch, the reason I can walk around, the reason I am who I am today is because I can look directly into my face and find my soul. It's there. It's not sold. I didn't sell it. It's still within me. I still feel it. My heart is still connected to my body. So I could, any character, I'm going to bring that intensity, that truth, that honesty to it because I have to repay for that blessing from Black Jesus, from God. I have to pay for that by shining. If he give you the voltage and you waste it, that's the curse. He gave me the voltage, I'm going to shine. It's not mine, it's from God. It's God. Not that it's so special that nobody got it, but all of our gifts and blessings and our strengths and our weaknesses come from God. Come from Black Jesus or whoever. It comes from within you, you know what I mean? So it's not really tricky. Everybody can do it if they just can go to that spot. I guess all the things that happened to me in my life allow me to go there easily.
Family, put a 1 in the chat if that didn't go over your head, what he was saying in that video. Put a 1 in the chat if that didn't go over your head, yeah? He blatantly, in that video, he literally broke down the science of shining. He literally broke down the science of shining. He said the reason why I can sell 6 million records is because I can look in the mirror. I know who I am, the authenticity of it. Yeah. I don't lie to myself. He literally broke down the science of shining. He talked about knowing yourself and, being one with yourself, you know, being able to look in the mirror and see you for who you truly are. Yeah. That whole video, what was that? Less than 2 minutes, he broke down the science of shining. He said the reason why I can go gel and come out without a scratch is because of who I am, because of who I see when I look in the mirror. Do you understand? And let's go into some more science. He talked about voltage. He said that voltage was from Black Jesus, from God. Now, again, I'm not a religious person, but whoever you look up to, I do believe there's a most high. So the most high gives you this voltage. Yeah. We are all blessed with this voltage that runs through our veins, runs through each and every one of our cells. This is science, family. This is voltage. Literally what Tupac was talking about. And he says, because you're blessed with this voltage, in other words, this electricity, this energy, you must do something with it. You can't not do anything with it. You've been blessed with this voltage. You must do something. And he says, when you don't, you're blessed with the voltage and you don't. He said, like, that's the curse. When you don't do something, you're blessed by what he says, what he calls Black Jesus or God or whoever you worship, whoever's listening to this right now, whoever you worship, you've been blessed with this voltage. So what are you going to do with it? And for those of you who have my book, I talk about this voltage, this electricity. This is an image from my book. And this shows all the ways we assimilate that voltage. We assimilate that energy. Yeah. Let's go through some of them. The sun. We assimilate the sunlight, the light, the energy from the sun. This is one way we can increase that voltage, which Tupac was talking about. Yeah. We absorb sunlight. Don't let anyone tell you that your melanin blocks sunlight. That's absolute foolishness. Your melanin absorbs sunlight. Your melanin welcomes sunlight. Yeah. And it actually helps to increase that voltage within you. What about through breathing? Deep breaths, oxygen is another way to increase that internal voltage. What about the foods that we're eating? The foods that you're eating can actually decrease or increase the voltage within you. Yeah. So we got to be very aware of the foods that we're eating. In my book, I talk about the highly pigmented foods from fruits and vegetables that will increase the voltage and help with your melanin. And then obviously getting voltage from the earth, electromagnetic energy from the earth, you can actually absorb that through the soles of your feet. These are all the ways that we can increase that voltage, that energy within us, that light within us, yeah? And let's not forget about direct cosmic energy. For those of you who are spiritual, you can have a direct connection to the cosmos, direct connection to your ancestors, those who have transitioned. That can increase the voltage as well. So these are all the ways that we can increase our voltage. And again, if you have my book, I kind of break it down in a simplified way by using an acronym. I say in my book that daily you must increase your powers. And powers is an acronym that stands for plants, oxygen, water, exercise, rest, and sunlight. Why plants? Plants for your electrolytes, for your vitamins, for your minerals, for your antioxidants, and for those plant pigments that actually aid in your pigment. All of the pigments you see in plants, whether they're red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, they aid in your black pigment. Always for oxygen. It's also for omegas because we need to be consuming healthy fats, which we get from essential fatty acids like omega-3s, especially omega-3s. So, oxygen for your cellular respiration. Every single one of your cells requires oxygen. As soon as you start to lose that your cells start to die. W is for water. Hydration is key to melanin health. You should be drinking structured water. I might have to do a podcast on structured water for those of you who may not be aware of what structured water is. E is for exercise. We need to move. That voltage within us can't stay still. Energy is movement. You need to move, family, on a daily basis. Exercise, movement. Get that electrons, those electrons flowing, that voltage flowing. And if you're exercising every day, you're gonna have to rest, you're gonna have to replenish, you're gonna have to repair. Yeah. There's minerals that are going to be deficient or that are going to be used up throughout the day. Your hormones are going to be used throughout the day. Those need to be repaired, replenished, rejuvenated. R is also for rhythm. We're rhythmic people. Melanin makes us a rhythmic people. Everything we do is should be associated with our rhythm, the rhythm of the universe, the rhythm of the sun, the rhythm of music. R is for rhythm, and then the S is for sunlight. Yeah. Because again, these people will try and tell you that that thing in the sky is bad for you, that thing that gives life to everything on this planet. But that sun actually charges up your melanin. Yeah. And when we're talking about this light from the sun, this little light of mine, I like to use analogies. You can look at it like a little candle inside of you. Yeah. And again, every single one of us are born with this voltage, this light within us. But for some of us, it's a small light. For some of us, it's a small light. And we need to cultivate it. We need to increase it in some way, shape, or form. And when you do, you can change that small light into like a burning fire. And by the way, family, you guys in the chat, you guys can give your opinions. Let me know what are the best ways to increase this light within. And again, this is an analogy because the light within represents your inner guidance. It represents kind of like your inner knowing. That's the way I look at the light within, shining from within. It's like an inner knowing. You don't have to believe anything. You don't have to think about things or think about who you are. You know who you are. You've got that inner light blazing, yeah? And the more you can cultivate that inner knowledge, that inner guidance, that self-determination, that wisdom, the more that tiny fire can increase to a blaze. And Yomi says through enlightenment. Yeah, we're going to talk about that as well. Enlightenment. But this is what we want to get to. We want to get to that point where we're just, again, I'm using fire as an analogy, but you're shining from within. You're shining from within and it's blazing. And talking about enlightenment, Yomi said enlightenment. Now, let me show you something. Because again, this is science and I talk about this in my book. There's something called the electromagnetic spectrum. Obviously, if you've been following me for a little while, you should know about this because I talk about this a lot. But the electromagnetic spectrum is all the vibrational frequencies in the known universe. Yeah. All the vibration from the low vibrational frequencies on the left, like radio waves and radar and microwaves, to the high vibrational frequencies on the right, like your X-rays, your gamma rays, and your cosmic rays. Near the middle, you have a tiny section called the visible spectrum. That's where you get your light from the sun. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Everything that we see on Earth with color, whether it's the trees, the fruits and vegetables, everything we see with color, that's due to this visible spectrum. Either side of the visible spectrum, you've got infrared and UV rays. What's powerful about your melanin, family? Remember, what you're looking at now is light, even though the only part of this spectrum your naked eye can see is the visible light of these colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So all of these other vibrational frequencies, they are still light, family. I want everyone to understand this. Radio waves are light waves. Radar, microwave, infrared. We all know infrared is light. Ultraviolet is light, but these are lights that are invisible to our eye. We can't see these lights, but they still exist. X-ray is light radiation. Gamma rays, cosmic rays. We're still talking about light, yeah? The only part that your naked eye can see is the visible spectrum. Now, what's powerful about your melanin is your melanin has the ability to absorb the whole spectrum. So if we're talking about enlightenment, There's no more enlightenment than what your melanin does to the electromagnetic spectrum. Again, I'm not a religious person, but they always say God is light in most religions. Light is synonymous with God. Light is synonymous with divinity. Your melanin can absorb the whole electromagnetic spectrum. In other words, all frequencies of light, your melanin can absorb them. Yeah? Now think about that. Think about if all of our children knew that our melanin can absorb. If anything, that's enlightenment. In most religions, light is synonymous with knowledge as well. God. So when we're talking about enlightenment, there's no more enlightenment than allowing your melanin to absorb all of these light frequencies. And then again, these things will increase that voltage inside of you. And then it's what you do with that voltage that determines the quality of your life. So when we absorb all of these frequencies, you're absorbing everything. And it says there, I am everything. But that I am statement is very powerful. People need to understand when you say I am, that's like a God statement. I am. Whatever comes after I am is self-fulfilling. Yeah. And you kind of know, or maybe not you, but I kind of know when someone has that inner light really blazing, really glowing. Yeah. When they're shining. Because again, I don't want people to get misconstrued with what I'm saying with regards to shining. Shining doesn't mean externally. You know, if you look at someone and they look quote unquote successful, oh, look at this person, they've got loads of money, or they're blinging, they're shining. That's not shining, fam. Shining is shining from within. Shining is that inner knowing, yeah, that inner confidence, yeah, like it says here. Don't think you are, know you are. Know who you are, know what you're capable of. And when you know who you are and you know what you're capable of, it brings an inner confidence that the world will see. Because again, to me, that's shining. And for some of us, if we're being honest, hand on our heart, some of us don't know who we are. We're still learning. It is a lifelong journey of knowing thyself. Knowing thyself. That's the famous saying from ancient Kemet. Man, know thyself. So when you're studying, you should be studying your favorite subject. Your favorite subject should be you, family. You got to figure out who you are first. Study yourself. And once you're able to study yourself and you get to a point where you know yourself, then that's when that inner light starts to glow. It starts to increase. So yeah, we need to get into certain books. We need to be reading. We need to be studying self, studying our history, studying our heritage, and studying books as well. If you want some examples of what books to study, obviously, there's my book, The Hidden Science of Melanin. That's going to be very powerful on your study of self. Yeah. But there's some other books as well. Take example of some of the books that I read that helped me with my inner knowledge, that helped me with that inner light. One of them is this book called Melanin, The Chemical Key to Black Greatness by Dr. Carol Barnes. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. Melanin, the chemical key to black greatness. This is just an excerpt from it. It says, in this report, we will discuss melanin with regard to its chemical properties or chemical personality. This approach may begin to help the black human realize his greatness and super potential. The chemical structure of melanin is shown in figure 1. Please take a good look at this chemical structure and commit it to memory. Copy the structure on paper and repeatedly. This will help you to memorize it in an easy manner. You should be very familiar with this structure. It has caused the black human much bloodshed and suffering just because it is black. However, black humans, please remember, melanin is a very great and marvelous molecule because it organizes and supports virtually all areas within your black body and keep you in constant contact with the chemistries of the universe. So yeah, family, if you're into knowledge of self, you really want to learn yourself, that would be a very powerful book to get. Melanin, the chemical key to black greatness. So what I'm saying tonight is not just fluff. This is actually science, the science of shining from within. Yeah. And when you're shining from within or you're getting to know yourself, you might have to isolate yourself for a little while. I know I had to. I had to isolate myself, detach myself from things and people to give me more clarity. So there is a journey that you may need to go on, a journey of self-isolation, self-discovery, self-knowledge. This will all help with regards to you increasing that inner light, that inner knowing. Yeah. Because again, when you move from I believe to I know, that's when you know that light within is shining bright. When you move from I think to I know, or you move from I think I am to I know I am, that's when you know that light within is shining bright. Yeah. And speaking of someone who knows about the light within shining bright, Tupac, from a very young age, had that light within shining bright. And there could be various reasons why, but some of the reasons could be because of the way he was brought up. Everyone knows his mother, Afeni Shakur, she was in the Black Panthers. She was a member of the Black Panther Party. I'm sure the whole family should know that, yeah? But who was his godmother? Put it in the chat. Who knows who Tupac Shakur's godmother was? Very powerful political activist back in the day. Very powerful political activist. What's her name? Does anyone know? Assata Shakur. So think about his upbringing, family. Think about who Tupac Shakur was around. Wow. Patsy just said she looked up that book and it's £500 on Amazon. Jesus. Oh my days. You might have to go somewhere else to get that book then. I can't believe that. It's very rare these days, I guess. Jeez, £533. I can't even believe that. That's amazing. But yeah, Asata Shakur. Yeah. Afeni Shakur was his mother and Asata Shakur was his godmother. So think about his upbringing. Think about who was giving him that knowledge, giving him that inner power. Yeah. And look what he grew up to become. Look how self-determined he was. Look how confident he was. Yeah. He always knew who he was. He always knew who he was. And he always knew what his capabilities were. That's when you know someone's shining from within. When they know, they're not thinking, they don't believe, they know. And you know who else? You know who else had that inner knowledge, that inner knowing from early on, maybe due to their upbringing, was the Williams sisters. The Williams sisters, they got that guidance from their dad. Yeah. They got that inner knowledge from young. Their dad used to tell them things and teach them things and even teach them tennis from when they were really, really young. And let me show you this interview. Who remembers this interview from back in the day where I don't know, this vampire was interviewing Venus Williams, yeah? And this vampire couldn't really, he was flabbergasted as to why Venus was so confident. Who remembers this uncomfortable interview?
Did you think you could beat her?
I know I can beat her.
You know you can beat her. Very confident.
I'm very confident.
You say it so easily. Why?
Because I believe it.
Cut right here, if you don't mind. And let me tell you what. What she said it with so much confidence the first time. But if you keep going on and on.
Listen, we can't keep interrupting. I mean, if you want...
Well, you got to understand that you're dealing with an image of a 14-year-old child. And this child gonna be out there playing when your old ass and me gonna be in the grave. Jeez. When she say something, we done told you what's happening. You're dealing with a little black kid, and let her be a kid. She done answered it with a lot of confidence. Leave that alone.
What do you feel inside when you're on the court?
I feel good. I feel good.
Power, yeah? Leave that alone. She told you she knows she can beat her opponent. She's got that confidence. What's the issue? oh, you're saying it was so much. Why are you so confident? It was, listen, these people, man, when we're super confident, and I'm talking black children, when we're super confident from a young age, these people are flabbergasted. Like, what makes you so confident? Why? Because if we're being honest, people, young children, young people are not supposed to know themselves at that age. They're not supposed to have that inner knowledge at that age. So when they do, these people are like, what the? How dare you? It's like an audacity thing. How dare you be so confident at such a young age? Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. But again, it's not just the Williams sisters that had that super confidence. She said, I know I am. Remember what I said? That I am statement is a God statement. Whatever you say after that statement is self-fulfilling. So just keep that in mind next time you say, oh, I am. Some of us will be like, oh, I'm useless. Oh, I'm talentless, or oh, I'm ugly. I'm this, I'm that. Whatever you say after I am, family, is self-fulfilling. Yeah. And let me just show you. This is one of the greatest. What did Muhammad Ali always tell us? What was his I am statement? Muhammad Ali's I am statement was what?
I am the greatest.
We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it?
He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
I am the greatest. And this was before that Sonny Liston fight. After the Sonny Liston fight, where he won it, he made sure everyone knew again.
No, you sucker. Wait. Is this on close? You tell, is it live? Right now. Everybody stop talking now. Attention. I told you, all of my critics, I told you all that I was the greatest of all time when I beat Sonny Liston. I told you today, I'm still the greatest of all time. Never again defeat me. Never again say that I'm going to be defeated. Never again make me the underdog until I'm about 50 years old. Right. Then you might get me.
Yeah, he's like, I told you I was the greatest, and then I showed you. How about that? I said I was the greatest. Family, we need to understand that I am statement is so powerful. And again, I'm showing you examples of people who I believe have that inner shining, that inner glow, that inner light shining. Now, to be fair, I'm showing you an extrovert. Muhammad Ali is a big extrovert. He was very flashy with it. He had an ego with it and that sort of stuff. But again, I don't want anyone to be confused with regards to shining, thinking, oh, well, I'm an introvert, so maybe I can't shine. No, like Tupac said, everyone shines in their own way. Remember what Tupac said in the first video? He's like, everyone shine. Tupac was like, I can't play basketball like every other black man in America. I'm not good at basketball, but I shine through acting. I shine through making music. Some of you watching this, you might shine through doing art. It might not even be that deep. Some of you might shine because you're a great mother. That's how you shine. Yeah. So all of us shine in different ways. And just to show you that it's not just extroverts that shine, let me show you another example. This was someone who I believe was shining from within, Aaliyah. And just listen to her words. She was very confident about how successful she was going to be.
So young at 15 and having success at that age. I worked so hard, you know. I'd been rejected, you know. I lost on Star Search. I auditioned with a lot of record companies that didn't think I had it. So to finally have that album and have that success, you know, I was like, wow, you know, I did it. So even to this day, there are times when I sit back and I'm like, wow, you know, I'm acting now. I'm really doing everything that I want to do, and it's an amazing feeling. The fact that, you know, some people weren't sure and didn't really think I had what it took, you know, of course it was painful. Rejection is painful, but, you know, I felt deep in my heart and in my soul that I had it and that I would do it and that I could do it. And I honestly believe that no matter what anybody said. And I continued. I said, fine, you don't want me, somebody else will. And I will prove it. I will get out there and I will be a star. And I really meant it. And you have to have that frame of mind. You have to have that kind of confidence to make it in this industry, or you won't make it.
Look at that. She had that confidence from a very young age, and she made it. Star, yeah? And again, we don't have to be in front of the limelight to be a star. that light from within can shine and you'll be a star. You don't have to have the limelight. Yeah, obviously she's in the entertainment industry. She wants to make music. It comes with the territory. But again, when you're shining, it's not about the limelight. And it's not about outshining anyone neither. Listen to what she says in this video with regards to who she's competing against.
Put your all into it and work your hardest to be your best. So I'm competing with Elliot with everything I do, whether it's music, whether it's acting, I'm competing with myself to be the best.
She says she's competing with herself. Yeah, she's competing with herself. She's not trying to outshine anyone. You know what I mean? If you've watched her interviews, you can tell she's an introvert. She even says it in some interviews. She kind of shies away from social gatherings. She kind of zones out. She's very quiet. Yeah, she's an introvert. But obviously, you can see that she was shining. Yeah. So shining don't mean being an extrovert, being an egotistical. Do you get what I'm saying? Being a jerk or whatever you want to call. You don't have to do that stuff to shine. And shining is not about being in the limelight neither. Yeah. But here's the thing, and here's the question that I want to ask the family. If and when someone does get the limelight, should the limelight change them or reveal who they truly are? Does the limelight change people or reveal who they truly are? That's a question for the family. Yeah, sometimes both. Sometimes it can change people, and sometimes it can reveal people. It reveals who they truly are. A lot of you guys saying it reveals who they truly are. Yeah. So again, that light shining within is just a personal thing. It's just you. But when you get that limelight, a lot of people misconstrue the limelight for shining. The limelight is external. It's an external light. Literally, it's an external light. But we associate, some people may confuse the two and think, oh, I'm definitely shining. I'm in the limelight. But nothing could be further from the truth. There's some people that are in the limelight and you think they're shining, but they're depressed. That's why some people end up, killing themselves, committing suicide, even though they were in the limelight. The limelight doesn't mean you're shining. Blinging, having money doesn't mean you're shining. Yeah. But again, when you do get that limelight, let's say you were shining from within. So a lot of you are saying both, but a lot of you are saying that it reveals who you truly are when you get that external limelight. Now, let's talk about people who may have either, in your opinion, changed or been revealed from the limelight. Who's in the media? Who's everyone talking about right now? Everyone's talking about Diddy. Everyone's talking about Diddy. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen this new documentary that's come out on Netflix. The Diddy documentary. I think it's called The Reckoning or something like that. So documentary is the #1 documentary on Netflix right now. And it was produced by 50 Cent. #1 documentary, yeah? And I'd love to get you guys' opinion on this because it's in alignment with what we're talking about tonight. This light, when the light, that external light gets really bright, how do you start to act? Now, listen to the words of Muhammad Ali. I'm the greatest. It's just to do with him, yeah? I am. He's saying, I am, yeah? I showed you the video of Aaliyah, and she's saying, I'm in competition with myself. It's all to do with personal. Me, yeah? I am. Some people saying they're not seeing it. Okay. Snippets. All right. There might be spoilers. I'm just giving you a heads up. There might be spoilers tonight if people want to talk about it later. But yeah, when you see that documentary, you got to come to the conclusion, is what we're seeing because of, the power that he gained through his fame and fortune. Did it change him or did it reveal him? But listen to his words. Again, I played you Aaliyah, I played you Muhammad Ali. Listen to the way they talk. Now listen to the way he talks. Because sometimes all you need to do is listen to people and it reveals who they truly are.
I'm going to take your souls We have the power.
I'm gonna take your souls. Yeah. Again, shining from within is about, it's a personal thing. Yeah. But he's got the attitude, you know, I'm a hustler. Again, if you've watched the documentary, his dad was a hustler, a drug dealer who got killed in the streets and that. And he kind of took on that persona. Now he wants to be the greatest hustler. I want to take your souls. Listen to the way he talks.
I'm going to take your souls. We have the power. We decide what's hot. If we don't go, nobody goes. If we don't support, nobody supports. We control what's cool. We control what's hot. We control what your kids listen to, what they dance to. We control what's in video games. We control how they wear their pants, sag their pants. We control everything.
Now, don't get me wrong. He's right there. He's talking about, you know, black culture and what black people are able to do. We have the power. Again, we have that inner light. We have the power to control culture. We can control what the children listen to, how they wear their clothes and that. Yeah. But again, with great power comes great responsibility. Again, if you watch the documentary, he gained power over the years. You know, with Bad Boy Entertainment, with the fame and the fortune, he was gaining this power. And then what did he do with that power? He abused that power. With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah? You got to be careful what you do with that power. Even with my acronym, I say in my book, daily, you must increase your powers. Power stands for plants, oxygen, water, exercise, rest, and sunlight. When you increase your powers, what are you going to do with those powers? Yeah? And then be careful what you say as well. Because that I am statement is a God statement. Whatever you say after that I am statement, you manifest. Whatever you say after that I am statement comes true. Yeah? So we need to really be careful with the words that we're saying. Listen to what he says in this one and listen to his I am statement.
I am the fucking hardest hustler in the world. This is Savage Part 2. Don't tell me about shit. It's 2022 and I'm still a savage. Whatever I want, I get. Whatever I want, I fucking get.
Woo. Again, whatever you say after I am is self-fulfilling. Did you hear what his I am statement was? Did you hear what his I am statement was? For those who missed it, let me show you this. Listen.
You think I could book that for like the weekend of the 14th when the soundtrack comes out? If so, bump somebody. All right, thanks. All right, love you, man. Bye. I got my MTV out. Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get! Yes! What's next? What's next? I gotta get it. I'm not gonna stay fucking down. I'm not gonna stay fucking lying down. I'm not. I can't do that, man. I can't do that. What's next? Give me something else. What can't you do? I can do it. I can do anything.
Yeah. So the I can do anything, I'm cool with that. But the I am a savage, that I am statement is very powerful. I am a savage. If you watch that documentary, talk about savage. Again, I don't know if the whole documentary is very truthful, but you watch that documentary, this man was savage on a next level. Next level savage. Do you get what I'm saying? But he's telling you, I am. That powerful statement, I am savage, fam. And then you watch the documentary, he done some very, very savage things. I'm not going to reveal it because some people are saying that they haven't seen the documentary, so I don't want to spoil it for people who want to watch it. Very, very savage. When I open up the forum, I want you guys to tell me what you think of the documentary, though, because I've got my thoughts as well. But yeah, you got to be careful with that I am statement. Got to be careful with that I am statement. Because this is the science of shining. When someone's shining from within, it doesn't have to come with an ego thing. It doesn't have to come with an ego thing. Now, with Muhammad Ali, he was just very confident. I am the greatest. And that's more to do with, you know what I mean? Him just showing you how great he is and then proving it. You know what I mean? And it just shows that he was shining from within. You can kind of, well, I can kind of tell when people are shining from within. I can kind of tell when the shine is internal and when the shine is just external. I don't want to name no names, but you guys put it in the chat of people who are in the limelight now, yeah, where you believe their shine is just external. It's not an internal shine. People put some names in the chat if you've got any ideas of anyone. I'm not thinking of anyone in particular, by the way, but I do have a couple names of couple ideas of people who I think when you look at them, you can kind of tell that their shine is just due to the limelight. It's not really an internal shining. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's very interesting what people are putting in the chat. Yeah. And we can talk about some of these a bit later. But yes, you can tell. Like I could tell with Tupac, it's an inner shining. I could tell with Tupac. So when he gets the limelight, he doesn't change. Like he said in the video, I'm not gonna change because the light is on me now. Because I am the light. I am shining from within. Aaliyah's the same. Serena and Venus Williams, they're the same. Yeah. Those people that regardless of the limelight, they're not going to change. But there are some people out there where I don't know about you guys, but I can kind of tell that their shine is not a internal, authentic shine. It's like, yeah, you just got the limelight on you. You just got, you know what I mean? A bit of fame. But when we're talking about the science of shining, again, if you go to my book, I'm talking about how to increase your powers, increasing that voltage. Remember, Tupac talked about the voltage within and how that's given to you by Black Jesus or God or whoever you worship, whoever you believe is the most high. It's about that energy. And just look at this family. On the left, you've got energy takers. These are the things that take energy away from you. In other words, take that voltage away from you. And then on the right, you've got energy givers. Those things that give you energy, that increase your voltage. And if we're being honest, because part of shining within is being honest with yourself. Like Tupac said, can you look in the mirror and be honest with yourself? How many of us can put our hand on our heart and be honest with ourselves and say we're kind of guilty of some of the things on the left? Let me read them out. Energy takers, focusing on the past. How many of us do that? That will drain your energy, family. Trust me, I've been there. Focusing on the past is an energy taker. Inconsistent sleep. How many of us can put our hands on our heart and say, yeah, do you know what? That's me. Mess and clutter. How is your home? How is your room? Yeah. How is where you work? Is it full of mess? Is it clutter? Sedentary time. Social media. Uh-oh. How many of us can just say, you know what? Yeah, that's me. Social media. Yeah. Overworking. Uh-oh. How many of us can be like, oh, yeah, that's me. I'm an overworker. Dehydration. Yeah. Not drinking enough water. Screen time. Resentment. Uh-oh. Where would that resentment be coming from? And where would that resentment be pointed to? Who's that resentment focused on? May have been something that happened in your past. It may have been a certain relationship that you were in, or a family member, or a friend. Resentment, junk food. How many of us can just say, you know, yeah, that's me? Junk food is obviously an energy taker. Junk food. The news. I'm not one to watch the news. I stopped watching the news like, boy, damn near 15 years ago. I stopped watching the news. But yeah, a lot of people, they just feed into the news and feed into all the propaganda and the fear of the news. Yeah. Alcohol is an energy taker. Uh-oh. Alcohol. And then one of the biggest ones is stress. Stress. That stress can be from work. That stress can be from family. That stress can be from a relationship. Yeah. That stress can literally be the stress that you're putting on yourself, emotional stress. So what do we need? We need more energy givers. We need things that are going to increase our powers, increase our voltage, like music. How many of us, when we're feeling in a mood, we're feeling a certain way, we just put on a certain type of music and we feel better about ourselves? Yeah. Nature, just being out in nature can increase your energy. Some of you may know about hugging trees. Trees give off electrons. You're literally getting energy from nature. Walking through the park, resting, sunlight, positivity. Yeah. I can always tell when someone's positive. Like you just ask them, how you doing? How are you? And they say, oh, well, uh, things could be better. Things could be better. And two they start giving you their sad story, their sub story. Being positive is an energy giver. Having gratitude is an energy giver. Hydration, meditation. Again, being honest with yourself. Can you look in your heart, look yourself in the face and say, these energy givers are the things that you're doing. Movement, exercise, breath work, deep breathing, being part of a community, doing things in the community, decluttering, and consistent sleep. These are the things that are going to help increase that inner knowledge, that inner light. Yeah. And how would you know that light within is shining bright? How would you know? An easy way to know, family, if that light within is shining bright is how you feel. If you are feeling more of the emotions on the left than the right, then that inner light is shining bright. You don't have to be in the limelight to shine. You don't have to be in the limelight. You don't have to be a singer. You don't have to be a rapper. You don't have to be a athlete to shine. Literally just having these emotions that you see on the left. So what's on the top? Joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation. You have those things on a regular basis. You are shining from within, family. I hope this is not going over anyone's head. Shining is just that inner guidance, that inner knowledge, that inner knowing, that inner confidence. How many people you know who they're not rich, they don't have money, but every time you see them, they're joyful. They're shining. They don't have to be put on this bravado and be someone who's, in the limelight, celebrity to shine. You don't have to shine that way. Just being joyful, knowledge, empowerment, love, appreciation. Let's go through some of the others. Passion, having a passion for life, enthusiasm. Are you enthusiastic by what you're doing on a daily basis? Is what you're doing enthusing you? Positive expectation, optimism, hopefulness, contentment. Now, again, being honest with yourself, how many of us have these feelings on the right on a regular basis? Because some of us, we're going to feel these things at some point, the things on the right, yeah? We're going to feel these things at some point. But how many of us feel these things on a regular basis? Boredom, pessimism, frustration, irritation, impatience, overwhelmment, disappointment, doubt, worry, blame, discouragement, anger, revenge, hatred, rage, jealousy, insecurity, guilt, unworthiness. That's a big one. Not feeling like you're worthy. Fear, grief, depression. How many of us feel those things? If you feel those things, and again, I don't want to get too personal for anyone, but this is I'm dropping game now. This is a self-realization sort of podcast. If you're feeling these things on a regular basis, family, that light within is dim. It's not shining bright. It's very dim. It's very dim. But again, I've been there, family. I've been on the right side. So I can kind of speak from experience, having that dim light, having these emotions on a regular basis. Yeah. And then having to do all the things that I'm telling you guys to do to increase my powers, to increase my knowledge, to increase that light within. And part of it comes from just expressing yourself. Because sometimes you may have these feelings, but you keep them bottled up inside. Some of us have these feelings, but we don't tell anyone. We do feel quite negative. We might be feeling some of these things on the right, which is, I don't know, anger or jealousy or unworthiness, but we keep it to ourselves. We bottle it up inside. And I say, even if you feel like you're having negative thoughts, you have to express them. Because when you express them, you get to know yourself better. Because if you keep it bottled up inside, not only do people not know who you truly are, you don't know who you truly are. Because you're keeping everything bottled up inside. You have to express yourself. Even if the stuff that's coming out is crazy, you have to express yourself. Because the more you express yourself, the more you get to know yourself and the more you realize, raw, I speak very negatively about myself, or these things that I'm saying shows that I'm very fearful, or blah. That's the only way you're going to get to know yourself. You have to express yourself, family. It's very important because I have found, I'm a scientist, I do a lot of research. I have found that when you do not express yourself, you keep all this stuff bottled up inside, it can lead to all of the ill health that we see out there. It can lead to all of these diseases, family. Repressed emotions can lead to high blood pressure. Something happened in your past. Someone done something to you. They crossed the boundary. Yeah. They made you angry. But, I don't know, you come from a family where, as a woman, maybe it's not right for you to express yourself when you're angry, or you don't want to be labeled the angry black woman or whatever. But for whatever reason, you don't express your feeling of anger. Now, all of a sudden, that rage is building up inside of you and you don't even realize it. Your blood's boiling and you don't even realize it. And now, tutus, you're on high blood pressure medication in your 30s and 40s and you don't realize why. Why is my blood pressure so high? You go to the doctors, oh, you got high blood pressure, we're gonna have to put you on meds. And you wonder why your blood pressure is so high. Yeah. It could be due to repressed emotions, type 2 diabetes, autoimmune conditions, thyroid problems. It's to do with your throat. That's to do with self-expression, talking. Yeah. Skin irritations, lower back pain, depression, anxiety, cancers. This could all be due to us not expressing ourselves. Yeah. Us not really expressing who we truly are. That's how important it is for you to shine, family. And again, shining don't mean you being in the limelight. Shining don't mean you being a celebrity. Shining don't mean you being having a bravado like P. Diddy has. You don't need to do that to shine, family. Just having that inner confidence, that inner knowing. That's shining. And again, it's for me, because I've been through this stuff, it's easy for me to see when someone's shining from within and it's not an external thing. Repressed emotions can lead to these things. So we have to be able to express ourselves, even if we're expressing negativity. Express it so you can start knowing who you are. I'm a very negative person at the moment. I'm very negative. You won't know that until you start to truly express yourself, family. And it all comes down to your self-identity. Your identity is the key to everything. How you view yourself is the key to everything. Yeah. That inner light comes from your self-identity. How you view yourself and what you believe you are worth is everything. That is your self-identity. And again, because I've been through this, I've been through the lows of depression to the point where I feel like I know myself and I have self-confidence and all that sort of stuff. I can kind of tell when I meet someone where on the journey they are. I can literally tell if they're, negative. I can tell if the light within is quite dim. Because sometimes we dim our own light, if I'm being truthful. Sometimes we end up dimming our own light. Sometimes people externally try to dim our light, but sometimes we dim our own light. Oh, I'm not gonna say that. Oh no, I'm not gonna express myself here. No, I'm gonna keep it down, hold it down. Yeah. Not realizing those things can lead to your health issues, family. Do you understand? And I just want to go over this because I feel like this will help people. Because again, I'm not trying to point the finger. These are things that I suffered from. These are things that I suffered from an illusion of self. Yeah. And again, hand on your heart, tell me if any of this resonates with you. I'm going to go through the falsifications of identity. Yeah. These are what I call illusions of self. The falsifications of identity. Here's the first one. Tell me if this resonates. Some of us, we associate our identity with our vocation. The vocation identity. In other words, if I was to ask you, what do you do? Yeah. So I am asking you about your vocation. I'm asking you about your job. What do you do? A lot of people, how do they reply? Oh, I am a teacher, or I am a nurse, or I am a CEO, or I am. Remember, the I am statement is a God statement. If you say, I am a nurse, then you're not going to be a nurse for your whole life. What happens when you're not a nurse? Now, all of a sudden, you've got self-identity issues. A lot of us, we associate our identity with our vocation, especially if I'm being honest, family, especially if you're in a really good job. Yeah, you're in a really good job, you're earning good money. Now, all of a sudden, you feel like that's your identity, your vocation. Your vocation is just what you do, family. It's not who you are. Your vocation is what you do, it's not who you are. Yeah, so that's an illusion of self, the vocation identity. Next one, body identity. Again, family, you're not your body. You are literally the light that illuminates your body. You are the light within, the spirit that animates the body. You are not your body, but a lot of us, we associate our identity with our body. So some people, maybe women especially, they associate their identity with their body. Oh, look at my body. Oh, and then tutus now all of a sudden you're very negative because your body's changed. Your body might have changed because after children, or you put on a little bit of weight after COVID, whatever it is, you are not your body. Your body, that's not you. Your body is just your vehicle that the true you is driving. You are not your body. So you need to disassociate with that. You are not your body. But a lot of us, we associate ourselves, our identity with our body. Yeah. Number three, this is a big one, family. Thoughts identity. Again, a lot of us associate our identity with how we're thinking. So earlier I was saying that even if you are thinking negatively, you need to express that to know who you are. But some of us will express it. And then obviously in this day and age, people don't want to be cancelled and all that sort of stuff. And bullied online. So you might express yourself online, and then tutus, you feel like you're a bad person because you've said something bad or you've expressed that you're very negative. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are they're like clouds in the sky. They come and go. You are the observer of your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. And using that analogy, if you have that inner light shining, the more that inner light shines bright, it's like the sun in the sky. What does the sun do to clouds in the sky? It literally evaporates them. Yeah. So the more you know yourself, the more you increase that inner voltage, the more those thoughts will go away, even if some of them are negative. Just observe them. You are not your thoughts. And then the last one is story identity. A lot of us associate our identity with our story, our past. Something happened in the past, it hurt us. Now that's who we are. That person hurt me, so that's the reason why I am the way I am. This person did this to me. Do you get what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden you associate your identity with your story. Your story is just your story, it's your past. You don't have to, has nothing to do with your identity, who you truly are. We have to separate ourselves from these illusions, yeah? We have to separate ourselves from, if you truly want to know who you are. And then the last one is the illusion of separation. When Tupac, in the first video that I showed, he was talking about God and the Black Jesus. Yeah. A lot of us, again, I'm not a religious person, but I do believe in the Most High. Yeah. So if some of you believe in God, a lot of you separate God from yourself. In other words, God is external to you. That is an illusion of separation. God is within you. Again, that inner light. I'm not even a religious person, but I know in that great book they call the Bible, doesn't it say, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't it say the kingdom of God is where? What does it say in the Bible? The kingdom of God is where? Put it in the chat. Again, I could be wrong, but doesn't it say in the Bible that the kingdom of God is within? It's within. So there's an illusion of separation if you separate yourself from God. There is an illusion of separation. These things will dim your light. Yeah. So me, I'm not a religious person, but I am very spiritual. And one of my spiritual guidances, one of my spiritual teachers, a master teacher within himself, is Professor Kaba Hiawatha Kamene, who wrote the amazing book Spirituality Before Religions. Spirituality is unseen science, science is seen spirituality. Get this book, family. It's a very powerful book. Now, he goes by two very cosmic laws. I believe he makes them up. In the book, he swears by two cosmic laws. And I'm gonna show you a clip from a podcast that he was on. This podcast is called Ma'at Speak, so you guys can check her out online. She does a podcast. She invited the master teacher himself, Kaba Hiawatha Kamene, on there, and just listen to what he says with regards to his two cosmic laws. Listen carefully.
My sister Ma'ad, I believe that if we understood fundamentally who we are as a people, basically, that we are the creator having a human experience. That's the first cosmic law. The second cosmic law, there's only two laws that I've developed.
So, some of you may need to write that down. He said the first cosmic law is you need to understand that you are the creator having a human experience. So for those of you, again, this knowledge of self journey is a lifelong journey. And I do say that that I am statement is very powerful. So if you want a very powerful statement, I am statement, you could start with this one. I am the creator having a human experience. How powerful is that as an I am statement? I am the creator having a human experience.
Cosmic law. The second cosmic law, there's only two laws that I've developed. One of them is to know that you are the creator having a human experience. The second commandment is to know that you must treat the creator's creations as you treat yourself. And not just in terms of each other as humans, but how you treat the water and the air and the land and all of the creations that are on the land. Respect them, honor them, and to understand exactly where you are and that you were born with a divine purpose. Every one of us is assigned a divine purpose. We're here for a reason. Every one of us.
He said every one of us is assigned a divine purpose. Every one of us is here for a reason. Yeah? Every one of us is here for a reason. Every single one of us is going to be different, obviously. But a lot of us, we get confused because, you know, we're going through life. We don't understand why we're truly here. That could lead to depression. That definitely happened to me when I was younger. I was so confused. Some of you may know my story. Some of you might be listening for the first time, but I was so confused when I was growing up. And this is after university. I went to university, and when I left university, I was super confused about life and about who I was. I had to go on a self-discovery journey. And even before, just before I went off to university, and again, some of you who've been following me for a long time know this, but just before I went off to university, I was in a horrific car crash. I was in a horrific car crash where I nearly died. I was young, I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, and it was a horrific crash, and my head literally went through the windscreen. My head smashed through the window, sliced up my face. My face was literally hanging off, blood everywhere. Do you get what I'm saying? When the ambulance come, they literally couldn't believe I was still alive. They were like, oh, he's still alive. There was blood everywhere. Everyone who saw that crash was like, there's no way the person survived that. Do you get what I'm saying? There's no way that person survived that. I think I've still got pictures of the car. If you guys saw the car, my car, you'd think, how on earth did you survive that car crash? Yeah. And the only thing that I can truly show for it is scars on my face. I've got scars around my eyes because I nearly lost my eye when my head went through the windscreen, smashed the window, sliced up my face. Some of you don't know this, but I had to literally have a facelift. I had to have plastic surgery around my eye because my eye was kind of hanging off. I have to have plastic surgery. They had to stitch my eye back up. They had to get skin from behind my ear and recreate my eyelid because it sliced off my eyelid. I didn't have an eyelid after the car crash. They had to literally get skin from other parts of my body to recreate my face. Like, it's crazy. But I'm saying that to say that after that happened, I was confused as to why I survived. I was like, why am I here? I shouldn't be here. I should be dead. Do you get what I'm saying? There's so many people that go through that and they're not here to tell this story. Why am I here? And I was confused for many, many years. It led to so much depression. It actually led to suicidal thoughts. I was like, I just don't understand what's going on with me. I don't understand life. Don't understand what's going on. And shout out to my sisters. They kind of came in and kind of gave me that guidance. They gave me books to read. Yeah, it's very important if you don't know yourself to start reading certain books. They gave me certain books to read, like Dr. Leila Africa books, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing books. Do you get what I'm saying? So I could get that proper knowledge of self because I was gone, family. If you talk about that inner light, my light was just about to go out. My light was super dim. My light was just about to go out, family, if I'm being totally honest. And through just developing that knowledge of self, obviously having the support of my family and all that, increasing my powers, increasing that voltage, it got to the point where I started to shine from within. Yeah. Knowing myself, having that inner confidence to the point where people see me now and they're like, wow, look what you're doing now. Wow. If they knew where I came from, where that light within was very, very dim, damn near died, nearly died from a car accident, and then nearly died from committing suicide and all that sort of stuff. People knew the journey. But this is why I can talk with so much confidence with what I'm saying with regards to shining. It comes from within, family. And part of that is knowing yourself, know thyself, know who you are. And just a quick story. I remember when I was going through that stuff and I was kind of starting to get that confidence. I still didn't know the real reason why I was here. I was still like, why am I here? But I knew I was here for a reason. I just didn't know what the reason was. I knew I was here for the reason. And back then I was into hip hop. And I remember listening to 50 Cent, 50 Cent's album, and he has a tune called Many Men. And in that tune, he talks about people trying to kill him. Yeah. He talks about the time where he got shot 9 times. Most people know about 50 Cent story, how he got shot 9 times. And in that Many Men tune, there's a line that says something like, I know I'm here for a real reason because he got hit like I got hit and he ain't effing breathing. And basically what he's saying is the person who shot him 9 times, I think it was a couple months later, he got shot 9 times. And that brother died. So 50 was like, I know I'm here for a real reason because he got hit like I got hit and he ain't effing breathing. Yeah. And I used to play that line over and over again. I know I'm here for a real reason because I know some people got hit like I got hit and they ain't breathing. There's people that they were in a car accident that weren't half as bad as mine and they're not here anymore. So I know I'm here for a real reason. And you know what that reason is, family? To shine. It's very simple. It's not complex. All you're here to do is shine. And again, every single one of us, we're going to shine in a different way. This is the way I am shining. Knowledge of self, science, the Hidden Science Academy, me educating people, me sharing my knowledge. This is the way I shine. Everyone shines in their own way. I hope I'm getting this point across that everyone can shine. This is not just select few people who shine. We can all shine, family. And I remember when I was increasing that inner light, I started to remember some of the movies that I used to watch growing up. And it's kind of like these movies that I used to watch growing up kind of revealed what you're supposed to do with regards to increasing that light within. For me, I was into kung fu movies. Who's into kung fu movies? Put a 1 in the chat if you're into kung fu movies. My favorite kung fu movie of all time, family, is my favorite kung fu movie is The Last Dragon. Who knows about this powerful movie? The Last Dragon, which was a black kung fu movie, by the way, with Leroy. Who remembers Leroy? The Last Dragon, yeah? Leroy. And what was the name of the nemesis? What was the name of the enemy? Tell me in the chat, family. What was his name? What was the name of the enemy? Shonuff. That's it. Shonuff and Leroy. This is the end part. This movie tells you everything you need to know with regards to shining, yeah? Leroy didn't know himself. Leroy was on a journey. He was trying to find the master. Leroy was trying to find the master, yeah? And let me just show you what happens when he meets Shonuff or Shogun. Is it Shogun or Shonuff? Listen.
Come on, man.
Leroy,
You warmed up yet?
Yeah.
Come on, Leroy. Let me out. Leroy. Be careful.
Nothing like this on stage, screen, radio, TV, or cable, baby. This is an exclusive.
Get him, get him. Come on, hit him.
Nigga, please.
Duck, Leroy. You can't do that to my brother. Get him, Leroy.
Yeah. So, again, if you watch the movie, you know how powerful this scene is, yeah? Remember, Leroy's been on a journey the whole movie. I'm trying to find the master. I'm trying to find the master. So now he meets Shonuff right at the end, and Shonuff, obviously, he's got that inner confidence. Shonuff starts bagging him up because he doesn't realize, again, Leroy's on this knowledge of self journey. He doesn't realize who he truly is. So Shonuff, at the beginning of the fight, is bagging him up, and Shonuff, because he knows who he is, he starts to shine. Look. So Shonuff starts glowing. Look.
Playtime's over, boy.
You see that Leroy kind of looked at himself like, rah, you're glowing, you're shining. How come I'm not shining? Look at that again.
Playtime's over, boy. Ain't this beautiful, huh? I love it. I love it.
So cold. Back him up. Don't know who you are.
When I say, who's the master? You say,
Shonuff.
Who's the master?
Who's the master? So he's bagging him up because he's like, who's the master? When I say who's the master, you say Shonuff. Who's the master? Starts bagging him up. And yeah, it gets better, family. So he then grabs the brother, he grabs Leroy and starts putting his head in this big barrel of water. And there's something powerful about water, family. There's something spiritual about water. But watch what happens to Leroy when his head starts to go into this water. He starts to think about his past, think about the messages that, you know, his sensei used to tell him when he was younger. Watch what happens.
Who's the master? I can't hear you, Leroy!
Drown him, for Christ's sake, will you drown him?
Who is the master? I said, who's the master? I can hear you. Who is the master?
There is one place that you have not looked, and it is there, only there, that you shall find the master.
Did you hear that, family? He said there's one place, that's his sensei, the guy who taught him how to, you know, martial arts and that. He said there's one place you haven't looked for the master. There's one place. And when you look in that one place, it's only there that you will find the master. Where is he talking about, family?
One place that you have not looked, and it is there, only there, that you shall find the master.
You sure look like a master to me.
And then he starts to realize who the real master is.
All right, Leroy. Who's the one and only master?
I am. Glow. Shine. I am. Damn. What happens when you shine from within? Shine, rude boy, shine. I am. Yeah. Much things. Oh my days. Finding him up. Finding him up. That's what happens when you know who you truly are. He's like, who's the master? He's like, I am. I am. And everything changed for him. That is the science of shining, family. That is the power of it. Yeah. And with that being said, I'm going to open up the forum for you guys to ask your questions, make your comments, or just say what's on your melanin mind. Let's see what the family's got to say. And by the way, if you have seen the P. Diddy documentary, by all means, share what you think of that documentary as well. But yeah, you watch that movie, it blatantly tells you the science of shining. He does all of his training, he's getting all this knowledge. And then the guy says to him, there's one place you haven't looked to find the master. One place you haven't looked to find the master, and that is within. And then once he found that within, that's when that light started to glow and shine. And then 2 2s. All right, there's a question in the Q&A. Do you know why you are here now? Okay, so Yvonne asks, do you know why you are here now? I'm assuming that's referring to me not knowing the real reason why I was here and me being confused. Yeah, it's very simple. I don't want this to go over people's head, family. It's very simple. I do know the reason why I'm here now. And it's to shine. It is to shine. And again, I told you how the ways I shine. I shine through sharing my knowledge. I shine through putting on these events. I'm here to shine, family. And every single one of us can take that on. It's so simple to the point where for some people, it could go over your head. It could be quite triggering. All you're here to do is shine, family. Even if shining for you is raising your kids, raising your children, that might be your shining. But that's what we're here to do, family. We're here to shine. Yeah. All right. There was a couple hands raised. Raise your hand again. There was quite a few hands raised. Raise your hand again if you want to talk. Let me get Yomi in. You can unmute your mic, bro.
Greetings, brother Leo.
Greetings, bro. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good, thank you. And thank you for sharing your testimony. It was very inspiring.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
I just have a question. Is there a difference between the light you're talking about and your aura, or is it the same thing?
Yeah, good question. So when I was talking about the electromagnetic spectrum and us absorbing it and that sort of stuff and that voltage, it could lead to an aura. Because what happens when we increase the inner voltage? Yeah, every single one of our cells releases a light. Every single one of our cells release light. And this can be measured. I don't know what machine measures it, but a machine. What is it called? If anyone's into science and you know the terminology of measuring like the light from cells, it's actually a scientific term. I've forgotten what the term is called, but you can measure it. And that, if you think about it, if all of your cells can emit light, then obviously you can emit light. So that's what people call your aura. And the people who are really shining, some people say, yeah, some people may not be able to see it, but you can feel people's aura. Yeah. I'm into basketball, I'm into sports. A lot of people say when they meet Michael Jordan, oh, I felt his aura. He had an aura about him. Do you get what I'm saying? That aura thing is real. There's
Yeah, you know what? That leads me to another question actually, because
Yeah.
have you ever? Is it possible that some people are unaware of how powerful the aura is, but other people see it? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
How can you be more in touch with your aura? Because I feel like there's a thing where people can see your aura and you don't know how powerful it is yourself. You're unawares, and other people can see negative people sometimes and
I
things like
think that
that.
happens. I think that happens a lot. It happens a lot. It happened with me. People could see my greatness before I could see it.
Mm.
People could see my greatness before I could see it. And even in the movie that I just showed, The Last Dragon, there's the lady, his love interest. There's a part in the movie where she goes, "Oh, are you the master?" or something like that. And he's like, "No, I'm not the master. I'm not the master." And then she kind of says to him, "Well, you look like the master to me." Yeah.
Mm.
She's like, "You're the master." In other words, I can see it in you, even if you can't see it in yourself. That happens a lot where people can see our light, they can see our greatness before we even see it. You see what I'm saying? That's why
Yeah.
it's very important to have the right sort of people around you, man, because they can bring out this light within you. Again, I don't know how I would have got through what I got through if it weren't for my sisters, if it weren't for my family.
So
They
what's the best way for you to recognize your own aura then to get more in touch with it? Your
that's
own internal.
that's a good question. I'd say just knowledge of self. So get into reading books. The books help me a lot. So um learning about yourself from books, learning about your history, learning about your heritage, all them sort of thing there, to the point where when you look in the mirror, you value what you see. Yeah.
Mm.
You look at yourself as worthy, you value what you see. And if you don't, then that's when you know that that light is quite dim. So that's why I showed that image of the emotions, because that's the easiest way to know if you're shining or if you're not. What
Mm.
emotions are you feeling on a regular basis? And I say that for people to be honest with themselves. You see those emotions that were on the right, all of those negative emotions, I was experiencing every single one of them on a daily basis.
Mm.
On a daily basis. So that just shows I was not shining from within. Do you get what I'm saying? These days, it's very rare. It's very rare for me to feel those negative emotions. Obviously, I'm a human being. There's gonna be times where I have sad days or whatever, but it's very rare these days. I don't feel those things anymore. I'm very optimistic. Yeah. I've let go of my past finally. I don't think about my past. I don't associate myself with my story.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I'd say for other people, yeah, it is about knowledge of self, and it is about expressing yourself as well. Because through expressing yourself, you get to know yourself. People get to
Mm.
know you as well, but through expressing yourself, you get to know yourself. So some people, they may not even realize how negative they are because they bottle it up inside.
Mm.
So just talking to people, and then twos, you even getting feedback from people saying, "Do you know what? Every time I talk to you, you're quite negative, you know." Do you know what I'm saying? And you might realize, right, am I? And then that's when you'll start to realize. And again, a lot of us, we dim our own light. We don't even realize sometimes life can dim the light for us, but we end up dimming our own light.
Mm. That's
So
true. That's true, brother.
it's a journey, bro. It is and these are really good questions when it comes on to shining it. I, in my personal experience, it comes from having the right people around you and gaining knowledge of self through books and through people as well. Talking
Mm.
to the right people, reading the right books and that sort of stuff. And then just monitoring, just kind of checking yourself on a daily basis. How am I feeling? And once you start to realize that those negative emotions are few and far between, and every day you're waking up optimistic, every day you're waking up with enthusiasm, do you get me? With a sense of purpose,
Mm.
you know you're shining.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that, bro. Anyone else, just raise your hand. There was another question in the Q&A. What do you do when it is your own family trying to dim your light? Woo, good question. What do you do when it's your own family trying to dim your light? And if I'm being honest, this is a very frequent one as well. It's a very frequent one, and it's a difficult one. People saying walk away, but what if you live with family? What if you're living with them? It is a difficult one. I'm not gonna lie. If your home family is trying to dim your light, there has to be a point where you disconnect. Like I showed at the beginning with that picture of Tupac isolating himself. There needs to be a sense of isolation. If your own family is trying to dim your light, which I know is quite common, and I hate to say this, but it is quite common in our community family. And it's not that your family are quote unquote bad people. They don't even realize it sometimes when they're trying to dim your light. I tell you things that we don't even realize when we're trying to dim, well, not trying to, when we dim our children's light. Your children are full of voltage. Your children are full of energy. Yeah. They're just full of voltage. They just want to run up and down, ramp. And what do we do as adults? Sit down. Stop ramping. Sit down. Shut up. Quiet yourself. That's dimming their light and you don't even realize it. Yeah. And that's just one example. But yeah, family is a big one when it comes to dimming the light. But as soon as you acknowledge it, there needs to be some form of isolation from it. If you're an adult, then yeah, you need to get away from your family. Not forever, but for a time. You have to isolate yourself. You need to get away. If you're still under their under their jurisdiction, you're still a child, you're under 21 or under 18, then yeah, it will be difficult. But yeah, if you're an adult, you're gonna have to separate yourself from them. You can still love them, but you have to separate. Do you know how many family members I separated myself from when I was going through my journey? Literally just cut them off. It's not that I don't love them, I still love them. And when we see each other now, it's love. But I know, sir, I know what energy I need to be around. I know what frequency I need to be around. Yeah, so I can't associate myself with people that are gonna try to dim my light or that I can't be my authentic self around. If you have to dim your own light around people, those are not the right people to be around, in my humble opinion. Yeah. All right. So if you got a question, put it in the Q&A, family, because if you put it in the chat, I will miss it. If you put it in the chat, I will miss it. So if you got a question, raise your hand or put it in the Q&A. Yeah. But that's my advice with regards to the family thing. If you're an adult, and you really want to change your life, you're gonna have to separate yourself from them. All right, Maria, you can unmute your mic, sis.
Hello.
Greetings, sis. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I hope everyone's fine. I'm enjoying this podcast very
Thank you.
much, very enlightening. I just wanted to state that this particular time of the year when we have less sunlight and less daylight personally affects me on a personal level where I suffer from SAD, and I'm trying to find ways of how I can get over this syndrome, which SAD, I believe it stands for seasonal affected disorder, which is a thing that affects many of our melanated people, and we're very unaware of it. And they usually use the excuse, oh, you need to take vitamin D supplements.
Yeah.
But I think we need a lot more than vitamin D, a lot more of vitamin D to get through these dark, cold winter months as people who are used to sunlight, being outdoors, and now we're more of the time isolated indoors and with very less sufficient light. It does affect people's moods, and hence why there's a higher suicidal rate in the winter months.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think of ways if anyone's got any suggestions of how one can, help themselves in these times where it's a bit dark and gloomy, especially if, for one like myself, who I'm suffering from SAD. What my late father used to do is he used to always migrate and go back to sunny Caribbean before the winter sets in, and he would come back in the spring. And I now realize that my papa's gone onto the ancestors, that I'm very much like him in that I probably need to do the same. Go and search for the sun, basically.
Yeah. And I'd say the sun is a very big part of one, just improving our mood. Do you get what I'm saying? And increasing our light within. Again, like I said, increase your powers. The S in powers is sunlight. We need sunlight to increase our powers and to activate our pineal gland and that sort of stuff. But when you don't have the sun, that's why I showed that other image. I'll probably put it up again in a second, of the energy takers and the energy givers. Did you see that image?
I'm not sure if I did see, because I missed the first 15 minutes of the
Okay. Let me
podcast.
put it up now, just so
Thank
you
you
can
very
see
much.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we don't have the sun, we have to go to other things that can increase our energy. Thank you for that, sis. But let me show it to the family now. Let me go back to my slides and show that slide of things that increase your energy and things that decrease your energy. So let me just quickly go back. Where am I going? So this image here, energy takers and energy givers, yeah? When we don't have the sun, we have to then increase the other things. When we don't have the sun, we have to increase these other things. So if you're in a bad mood, SAD, seasonal affective disorder, you might have to listen to some music and some nostalgic music just to get you in a better mood. You see that movie? That's nostalgic for me. I grew up watching that movie, The Last Dragon. So me watching it, it brings back all of those fun memories of me being a child watching that movie. You can do that with music. There's music that you grew up on that had you in such an amazing mood. It was an amazing time. You start listening to that music, all of that good, those good memories come flooding back. Music is one. Nature, you can still go out in nature. We can still go through the park. Obviously, it's cold and that sort of stuff, but still being out in nature is an energy giver. Getting more rest. The days are a bit shorter now. So now we have to just understand that this is the cycle of life. Now we've got more darkness, less light. So now we have to get more rest. Make sure you get into bed at the right times. Make sure you're off of the screens because those screens are energy drainers. Yeah. If we don't have sunlight, you could use candles instead of sunlight. Do some meditation in front of candles. Who does that? Who uses candles at night as opposed to, turning on bare synthetic lights and all that? Using candles. You can meditate with candles. You can look at a candle and just watch it. Yeah, these are ways that we can increase our voltage without the sun. Positivity, gratitude, obviously hydration. During these times, we're probably going to eat more food to keep us warm. Make sure you're drinking enough water. Make sure you're moving. Exercise is going to keep you warm. So during these times, you might have to get out there, whether it's the gym or the park, and get moving. These things are going to change your mood. Yeah, breath work, doing things in the community, and obviously decluttering and consistent sleep. So yeah, these are the things. If you don't have the sunlight, we have to increase certain other things that can increase our energy and change our mood. Yeah. But big up everyone who stayed right to the end. I just want to finish up by telling you what we've got coming up. So family, when it comes on to increasing your knowledge, we've got a free event, family. This is a free event that we've got, and it's a Black Holistic Health book showcase. So tonight we talked about how to increase your knowledge, that inner guidance, that inner knowledge, that inner wisdom is through knowledge of self, through reading books. At this event, I'm going to reveal the books that helped me on my journey. At this free event, which is December the 30th. So next week, Saturday, family. Next week, Saturday, this is a free community event. This is a great way for us to increase our powers. We start doing this, reading certain books. I'm going to reveal certain books that I read with regards to Dr. Layla Africa, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, some other books that I read. And there's going to be other authors there. They're going to reveal what books they read as well. So make sure, I'm just posting the link now. Make sure you sign up to the Black Holistic Health Book Showcase. So we've just posted it. If this is your first time on the podcast and you want to stay in contact with us, we've got a private WhatsApp group. Now, family, if you're already part of the private WhatsApp group, you don't have to join the private WhatsApp group that I just posted. This is for people who it's their first time. But yeah, the link is there for you guys to sign up to the free book showcase. I want to see a lot of you guys next week, Saturday. The event is in Hammersmith, 27 Hammersmith Grove, I think it's called. Hammersmith. You can get your free tickets from Eventbrite, and you guys come down. We're going to tell you what books are very powerful. You can get them for Christmas, but a very powerful book is not just for Christmas, it's for life. So if you really want to help someone shine, come down to that event and take in the knowledge and take in some of my book recommendations. There's going to be other authors there. It's going to be a powerful event. Also, I'm going to be at this event called the PRE-KWANZAA Extravaganza 2025. Myself and Robin Walker, the Black History Man. Very powerful event, family. That's on Saturday the 20th. So that's the Saturday afterwards. So the Saturday the 13th is the free Black Holistic Health book showcase. Then the following Saturday is this PRE-KWANZAA Extravaganza. Robin Walker, the Black History Man, is the main speaker. I will be there. Leon Marshall, the scientist. That's another thing about when you know yourself, you can define yourself. Yeah, no one defines you. I define myself as the scientist. Yeah, that's another way you know your light is shining bright, when no one can define you. You can define yourself. I am the scientist. I'm not a scientist. I am the scientist. That separates me from everyone else. Yeah. So I'm going to be in the building. Very powerful event. That's Saturday, the 20th of December. Trinity Church Hall, which is in North London. Get your tickets for that, family. Couple events to end the year with. Every week we do Wellness is Wealth, which is our free weekly webinar where we talk about all aspects of health and wellness. Yeah, we look at health. The way we see it, your health is your wealth. So when people want to earn money and that sort of stuff, you could have all the money in the world. If you don't have your wellness, in other words, your health, then it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so Wellness is Wealth. Make sure you sign up to our free weekly webinar next week. This Wednesday, we've got Robin Walker on it. Yeah, so Robin Walker's going to be on Wellness is Wealth this Wednesday, so make sure you don't miss that. That's going to be very powerful. The man himself, the Black History Man, powerful stuff. And then coming up next year, we've got the Hidden Science of Black Hair exclusive event, Saturday the 4th of April 2026 at the Legacy Center of Excellence. That's in Birmingham, a Black-owned venue in Birmingham. That is going to be a very powerful event. We actually got early bird tickets available now. You can get your early bird tickets for only £10. You can join us in Birmingham. Where's all my Northerners at? Where's all my Birmingham crew? Manchester crew, Leeds crew, Coventry crew? I want to see you in the building. And my London crew. There's early bird tickets on the Eventbrite where you guys can book for a coach. So the coach takes you there and takes you back home. So you don't need to worry about travel. Or if you drive, you can come up from London. We'd love to see you in the building. And then after that, we've got the big one, the Hidden Science of Reggae Windrush Special, Saturday the 20th of June 2026 at the Radisson Red Hotel. We're going to make it into a weekender. So I highly suggest that people come down to this weekender. Yeah. Make sure you book your rooms. We've got rooms available so you can join us from Friday to Sunday. We're going to have reggae performances, very special guests, celebrities. It's going to be powerful, family. And obviously, if you're a part of the weekend, then you get access to the Hidden Science of Reggae, which will be our huge Saturday event, along with the after party with some very, special guest DJs. Let's keep it like that. Yeah. And this is what we're going to be covering very quickly at the reggae event, how reggae has influenced all popular music genres in the UK, the untold story of Bob Marley in London, why Jamaican cultural appropriation is on the rise, the deliberate erasure of Caribbean culture on TV, why they've always feared the Rastafarian movement, how roots reggae became the soundtrack for a spiritual revolution. Think about that. Remember when we were talking about music being one of our energy givers? Back in the 80s, we used roots reggae as like our soundtrack for a spiritual revolution. Music is powerful. We're going to be covering that at the event. Why melanin resonates with reggae and what sounds activate it. I'll be covering that. We're also going to have Robin Walker at the event and Andrew Mohammed as well. The secret power of low bass frequencies and Windrush, the story that they don't want you to know. This event is going to be the event of the year, family. You don't want to miss it. We've got early bird tickets available right now. Want to see you all in the place for this one, family. Radisson Red Hotel, Saturday the 20th of June 2026. Get your early bird tickets from now. You're going to be disappointed. Trust me. Event of the year. I'm telling you now. Yeah. Event of the year. All right, family. Thank you. Hope to see you guys at the event or any of the up and coming events. But for now, one love.
Genius.
The light inside of you is your inner essence, your innate wisdom that guides you through the darkness. Embrace it and never dim your own light, because you were put on this earth for one reason, and that is to shine bright. My name is Leon Marshall, and that concludes the end of this podcast. Thank you everyone for being a part of this. You're a part of history, trust me. And just remember, be the light you seek. Just shine, man. More light, more love, more life. One.
Thanks for listening to Marshall's Melanin Podcast. If you like this episode, share it with your friends and family. To watch previous episodes, search Marshall's Melanin Podcast on YouTube. And if you're on Instagram, follow the scientist at Leon Marshall Online. Tune in next week for another explosive episode. And remember, keep shining.